Open this up, man.
Absolutely.
Welcome to The Narrative, everybody. My name is Malcolm Yates.
And I'm Andrew Nelson.
And we're The Narrative. And go ahead, we're going live today, so make sure you share this, like this, John. Tell your friends about it. Go to cnpradio.net. Find us on YouTube, man. Just spread the word, because we can't do it without you.
Absolutely.
So, man, it seems like we got a special guest here today, man.
Man, we do indeed.
Oh.
I have the pleasure of introducing Brother DeLorean Andrews.
This is special, man, because you are our very first guest, bro.
Absolutely.
Like very first one, man. So welcome.
I appreciate that. I'm honored.
So let's just jump right into it, man. Give us a little bit of background about yourself, man, and tell me where you from, who you are, and my man Drew, he bigged you up so much, man. Like I say, I don't second guess. He when he say it's somebody we need to meet, I don't give him no questions. He said, Mark, somebody need to go on the show. I said, who is it? He just gave me your name. I said, all right. I ain't even ask no questions. Like, all right.
I appreciate that.
It definitely was pretty smooth. It wasn't no hard sell. But I mean, this brother is the epitome of changing the narrative, man. I wanna lead with that. Like literally, listen to his story, man. It's a lot of layers to it. It's a wise brother, man, and I think he's very fitting for our first guest.
Word.
Pressure's on. So one, I just want to thank y'all for bringing me in today, Andrew, for seeing something in me, Brother Malcolm, for allowing me to be here today. I'm honored to be here. I've always told folks, your story can change lives. And for a long time, I've held things in and just like kept things to myself. But as people do say, I get this all the time at work, like, man, you're like an onion. You got so many layers.
Word.
But I tell people, when you're finding yourself, you start to find what you're good at.
Okay.
When you're soul searching, when you're looking to see who you are, you start to see things that you didn't know you can do.
That's right.
You start seeing hidden talents that you have.
Right.
And then, again, when you see the narrative that America sometimes plays on the African-American man, you try to change that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
A little bit about myself.
Where you from? Yeah.
I'm from Miami.
Okay. 305.
305.
Right.
Liberty City, Dade County, 46.
Oh, you from Miami.
Right.
The
The real
from Liberty City.
Right.
46 and 7th Ave.
Oh, you ain't from the beach. Okay, all right.
So my life has been, I lived from Miami to Philly to Dayton, Ohio.
Word. Dayton.
So, yeah, Dayton,
Okay.
Ohio. My father was from Dayton. My mother was from Philly. And my grandmother lived in Miami.
Oh, word.
So growing up as a youth, I bounced around a lot. So I take brotherhood, I take friendship seriously, because when I got to get close to people, I always had to move or relocate for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But one thing I appreciate about my upbringing is my mom is a real estate guru in Philadelphia. So she taught me work ethic. She taught me about money.
Oh, yeah.
It was funny. She's probably watching this now, but
Right.
it's funny that when I wanted toys, I couldn't. She didn't just give them to me. She would make me work for them.
Right.
I would have to paint an apartment. I would have to take out trash, and I earned the money.
And that's
Absolutely.
something we should do, right?
Right.
And not that, like, we need to make sure our children earn, like, toys,
Right.
gifts, rewards. So I
Right.
do that with my daughter. Okay, go do this so you can get that, because a lot of times that teach them how to be. I want to teach them to be appreciative, but secondly, it doesn't give them that self-entitlement. You know
For
what
sure.
I mean? So shout out to our parents for that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And shout out to your mom for that. That's wisdom.
I love it, and what it did for me, being surrounded by money my entire life, my youth, it made me appreciate money. That it didn't come easy.
Word.
I had to work for that.
Yeah, man.
If I wanted a toy, I had to work for it. And that taught me to work hard for what you want. Now, my father, he was a loving man and the most humble man I've ever met, but he wasn't wealthy. And he stopped at being a hospital room cleaner. And that was it.
Right.
That was his creme de la creme. Now, I can't take it from my father. My father was an excellent bass player.
Right.
Oh, word.
Yeah, he was Ohio.
Sorry.
Like in Ohio players?
Ohio players.
Yeah.
Word.
Yes, he met Roger
I
Troutman.
showed my age right there. Didn't I? Ohio players. I'm not that old, but I do. I had some old folk in my family. Yeah, go ahead.
So that was my whole dad's life.
Right.
He met Roger Troutman. They was all from Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So Dayton is the birthplace of the funk.
Yes, it is.
And my father, he knew everybody out there.
So that sounded to me, bro, like his wealth just looked different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? That's where I would argue, because you listen to his legacy, man. You referred to him as a loving man, right? Yeah, he didn't have bread, but he was connected. He knew everybody. And most importantly, it sounded to me like he did something that he loved.
And that's key, right? Father figure, working man, right? Respected in the community.
Yeah.
That's the narrative we need to paint, because, and not to, knock people who have ambitions or people who don't. Sometimes good enough for you is good enough for you, right? You say he did some hospital cleaning. Some people cool with that. Yeah. We as a people have to understand everybody can't be the leader. Everybody can't shine. Everybody don't want to shine. Like, in order for things to work, we need a natural order, right? So you got your soldiers, you got your sergeants, you got your commanders, right? And that chain of command needs to be followed even through life. And some people cool with being a soldier. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. Then we go back to my grandmother.
Right.
So grandma taught me what love is. Right? You understand, like having compassion for people. My grandmother, trash man, would come. Hey, DeLorean, go upstairs and grab some cold beers. Give them to the trash man.
Yeah.
So that was her style, giving her last, giving her all to people.
Yeah.
So you take all that, mix it in a pot. You got me.
Word.
And it's amazing to be where I'm at today.
So did you go to school out here in Philly, or did you
did.
go? Okay.
So I went to Widener.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Widener, my man too, bro.
All right.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah, so I went to Widener, got an engineering degree in 2017.
Oh, you smart. You know what I'm saying? I just thought you was a boy with a beard, man.
Right.
You got engineering degree?
Right.
Yes. So I got my engineering degree.
Layer number one.
All right.
No, two.
2017.
Huh?
So got my engineering degree in 2017, so I had to back up a little bit of how I got to that point.
Oh, yeah, let's get to that.
All right, so coming up to Philly.
You went to high school out here?
No.
Okay.
So I left Miami. I'm giving y'all exclusive. Nobody knows this. I left Miami because the governor came out with something called the FCAT. Everybody was failing this FCAT. And
Is it like the graduation project? Like you had to graduate, to graduate? Okay.
It was like college level work that they were giving college level work to ninth graders. And you had to pass this FCAT by 12th grade.
Okay, so it was something like that I had in high school, graduation project implemented in ninth grade. Yeah, and people, like our class shrunk from 75 to 23 people.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So the dropout rate was crazy.
Right, it was crazy.
Like
Right.
they came out with this FCAT.
Right.
So I relocated back to Philly to just graduate from a traditional high school with an SAT and all that.
Right.
So coming out of Bartram.
Oh, you went to you from Southwest?
Yeah. So then from there,
Hey, that's my hood.
from there I went out to, my mom was out in Harrisburg. So I ended up graduating from high school out in Harrisburg.
What, Central Dolphin?
Harrisburg High.
Harrisburg High.
Yeah.
Oh.
So a lot of people don't know that about me.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
That's a layer.
Yeah, that is a layer, bro. Because from Southwest, I'm gonna give you from Southwest. You said Miami. From Southwest to Harrisburg.
From Miami.
From Miami. And Miami,
Only
like
thing
you
in
said,
Miami,
not the beach.
Well, look, he in Southwest, so it's
Right.
not too much of a difference. Just the weather.
Right.
Then from Southwest to Harrisburg.
Ninth grade
Yikes.
at Patterson in Dayton, Ohio.
Yikes.
So that's what my journey has been, moving and relocating a lot.
Right.
Sheesh.
All right, so we moved to where we're at when I get up here in 07. 07, I'm broke as a joke, have no job, and I'm looking for work.
Right.
And I go to CareerLink. CareerLink had a program, right? It was, the temp agencies. So I'm trying to keep it kind of contained. But basically, I go to CareerLink and I've been working these little temporary jobs. They give you $15, but they take half of it.
Right.
Wow. So you walking away with $7. CareerLink, they get this other 7.
So they get their cut.
7. Yes. And they got that with everybody. Everybody's doing that.
Yeah,
so they're making money.
Yeah.
All right. So CareerLink had I was looking for another job because I was working overnight with a magazine company. It was hard work, right? You're standing up all night. You're loading up pallets, sending them magazines over to different countries. All right? Then from there, I would get on a bus. This is in Philly. I would get on a bus and travel to a thrift store and make $6 an hour.
Sheesh.
And I did that in the morning time.
Keep in mind, this wasn't the 90s. Like, this was in 07.
Yes.
So inflation was already, we post 2008 market crash, right in that time frame of that.
Yeah,
so
it's about the same. This is about the time I moved out here in 07. So yeah.
Right, that's wild.
So I was broke. I'm 39.
Right.
Okay. All right.
So I'm broke as a joke. Right?
Definitely.
I'm trying to make it.
Yeah.
So I go and see the movie Pursuit of Happiness. You know, I'm inspired.
That was life changing.
You know, I'm like,
yeah,
you know
that
what?
movie
That's
life changing, dog.
Definitely
That
a good
movie's
movie.
life changing.
I'm going through what the brother going.
Yeah.
You know, gotta keep fighting.
Right.
So I go to CareerLink, and there was a Delaware County community was there. They was doing a hiring affair, and they had representatives there who would give you an interview. All right. So that day, I passed 3 interviews. Right.
Right.
Back up a little bit. I get a trash truck man job. Right. I tell the story. This is my bread and butter. I get a trash truck job out in Norristown. I'm not from Philly. I don't know how to get out to Norristown. I get to 69th Street.
That's a whole nother.
And, you know, I got my Dickie outfit on. I got my new boots. I'm ready to throw trash. I'm ready. I finally found a job, put some money in my pocket.
Right.
I get to 69th Street early, 4 o'clock. The doors are locked. I'm like, yo, I got to be there at 5.
Right.
So I go down to one of the bus people, and I said, yo, what time does the 69th Street open? They said 5 o'clock. So now I'm sitting here in 69th Street, supposed to be at this place at 5 o'clock.
Uber don't exist.
Uber don't exist.
There was no such thing.
I come on back. Now, this is exclusive for y'all, man.
Right.
I come on back to the house. I say, what do? I sit around here and mope. You know, I make the phone calls. I leave messages. Nobody answers. So I call at 4:30, 4:45. Lady answers, who hired me. She said, well, since you couldn't make it here, we got a lot of people coming from Philadelphia, and they seem to get here on time. Since you couldn't make it here, the services are no longer needed. Dang. I'm sitting here with a Dickie outfit.
Day one.
Right.
Day one. Fresh.
Nice.
Right.
But
man.
I had this business card in my pocket from the Delaware County Community Representative with the hiring affair. The reason why I didn't go that day is because I needed money now. Like the commercial. I need money now.
Right.
Got the trash truck job. They was willing to pay me right away. This was a 10-week training program. So I said, I need the money now. I won't go to that.
And was this one of the 3 interviews, that business
Yes.
card? Okay.
So I said, I pull the card out of my pocket, and I said, do I sit here and mope or do I go to this interview? So I go to the interview. The rest is history.
Wow.
I get the job at Boeing. CareerLink paid the $3,500 for me to do the training.
Dope.
Yeah.
10-week training.
that was definitely dope.
They paid since I was already in the program, they paid the $3,500. Got the entry-level job. And I started off low, $14 an hour, sheet metal. Shout out to my sheet metal brothers and sisters at the job.
Right, but you was in there learning the craft and the trade.
Yes.
Right. You ain't need no Dickie suit.
I didn't need no Dickie suit. So I come in at 14, and God get the glory, I'm at 50 right now today.
Right.
All right, being transparent with y'all, being real. But it took hard work.
Absolutely.
You know,
For sure it did.
Being a minority there, it's like the vibe you get is you're not supposed to be
You're not. Yeah. What you doing here? Who you know?
Right.
And you better showcase why you're here.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So all that to say, I go back to school. I take full advantage. I get braces, get nice straight teeth. I take everything I can get.
As
from
you
that
should.
company,
As you should.
So I get the free break. I get the braces. They wasn't free. I get the braces.
Okay.
I take care of the education. I get the degree. Now I want to re-improve myself.
Right.
Like, what else can I do at this company?
Right.
So I just start working.
Changing the narrative, man.
Mom comes out. Like what my mom taught me, the work ethic. I work hard. Now they gotta see me. They gotta recognize me.
Right.
And right now, today, I'm in the highest position you can go within the union, which is called instrumentation.
Okay.
So compared to, we build helicopters and planes, right?
That's right.
Compared to cars, it's like anything electrical in that car, that's what I do on the aircraft.
Okay.
So I make sure all the electronics work.
Right.
I make sure the missile systems work. I make sure the navigation works. I make sure the fuel system works.
In the Marine Corps, they call that
things to know.
avionics.
Yes.
Definitely if you flying an airplane, bro. I mean, a helicopter, sheesh.
Yeah, so so that's that, right? I reached the highest point that I could reach within the Union. Now, where did the flying come from, right? Because here's another layer. Let's peel off that layer.
My man, a pilot.
So, the flying comes from watching the movie Red Tails, 2012.
Okay. Hold on, you a pilot?
Yeah, bro. Pilot.
You didn't say that part. You just said something about you sheet metal.
Right.
Credit.
But so look, this is about reinventing itself. He like, all right, look, so boom, I've already
let's
reached
do
the
it.
highest point I could reach in my job, but I want more. I need more.
I love it. I love it.
And a lot of inspiration came from the movie Red Tails. I said, these brothers can go through that.
That was a good movie too, bro.
Definitely.
Yeah, man.
Definitely
that
was
was
a
a
good
good movie.
So it inspired me. Like, I'm like, if they could fly, I know I can fly. Can't do all the stuff they're doing, but I missed my calling. I wanted to go to the Navy.
Yeah.
That's another layer. I wanted to go to the Navy, but I didn't. But when I started to fly, I started realizing, like, when I go and give mentor speeches, the kids don't really want to hear what I'm talking about, like with credit and all that. They want to hear about the planes. They want to hear about, like, things that they can relate to.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's what I started focusing on. And I'm like, well, I didn't know I was inspiring little black boys, little black girls with me flying. I thought it was just, like, I got a motorcycle license. I'm like, I'm just going to get a pilot license.
Right.
So currently going through my training to become a pilot. And what I want to do with that is just be a private pilot, fly to Maryland if I want to, or Atlantic City if I want to. But it's just another layer, right? Now, to get to that point, I don't know if you want to jump to the financial piece.
Right. So I think that this would be a real good move. So now it's like, all right, so this is what got us here. And then now it's like, all right, like anything else, how do you really realize the American dream? Because I think this brother now, he had a point, like, look, I reached the top point of my job, right? I'm at self-actualization where now I'm exploring dreams and ideas that I've had, right? Now seeing that. So now what do we do when you're in that position? Now you got some bread coming in. What do you do to make that grow? So now it's like, all right, now you can scale back on the amount of work that you're doing and scale up on the amount of self-actualization that you're doing. So, yeah, I think that's a real good segue.
So I think that for all who are out there, starting from the bottom and being where I'm at today, it just takes hard work. And I believe in you got to do for self. I believe that nothing comes to a dreamer but a dream.
Right.
So you got to get out there and put in the work.
Right.
And for me, I'm going to be straight up with you. When I first started in 2007 in my career, my credit score was shot, 580. I never forget that number, 580. And I had no money. I was making $14. I actually got my first apartment in Chester, right off of Curlin Street. Got my first apartment in Chester, and I stayed there for like 60 days, right? And I found another apartment out in Ridley. So I ended up going to Ridley. As I started building my money up and saving, I went to Ridley, and I was in Ridley for about 6 years. But I was broke. I'm talking about, and I can look in the camera for this one. I was broke, like living paycheck to paycheck. It was horrible. It hurt, like it was painful.
It's good that you can go back and say, "Yo, I was broke."
Yeah.
Because we know we can say that now because you're not in that place, right? That's a good place to feel, right? And that's what's up, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, for me, and it was just, it was painful, and I don't know. I don't want to give somebody else credit, but I got to give credit where credit's due.
Always.
Dave Ramsey,
right?
He talks about you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah.
You got to get gazelle intense,
right?
And one thing about cash and credit is you feel no pain with credit. You swipe that card,
you don't see it.
You don't see it.
Right.
You don't feel
when
it.
You see that cash go from $1,000 to $100.
Yeah, when that knock get a little light, right?
That's
you know
painful.
what I'm saying? Exactly.
That hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
That hurt. And that always stuck with me when I heard that on one of his podcasts, the pain associated with credit and cash. So I changed my narrative of stop living check to check.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you follow me. You see a lot of the things I post.
Yep. I've been watching it.
Man, I had more luxury goods when I was broke than I do now.
Right.
Like the mindset changed.
That's real rap, man.
Right.
Because we always try to present, or we want to, what is it, fake it till we make it type situation, man.
Right.
And a lot of times we got to get rid of that mentality. It's tough because we all want to feel like we at that level, or at least present at that level.
Right.
And growing up having nothing,
right.
When we get it, or at least try to get it, we throw it away, kind of.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Dave Ramsey addressed that. I'm gonna butcher it because it's been a few years since I read the book, but he said you spending money you don't have to buy stuff you don't need to impress people you don't like.
And that's facts.
And he was like, you gotta tell that little ass kid inside of you. He ain't cuss because Dave Ramsey.
No, but you do.
I cuss.
Yeah,
But you gotta tell that little ass kid inside of you, like, you can't have it.
Can't have that.
Yeah.
Like what for what?
Yeah.
For who? For what?
Dave got a spiritual foundation. I don't want to slander my man's name.
So with the 580 credit score, I couldn't get an apartment.
Yeah.
I couldn't get a loan. I couldn't get a car. It was just horrible, right? So for those who might be going through that right now, what I recommend is you gain control of your financial life. Don't let it control you. Don't be afraid of it. Like, grab it by the horns and take control. Right. And how do you do that?
Yeah, how do you do that?
You got to find out where the money's going.
Okay.
Right? If you don't know where the money's going, when I started really digging into my finances, I got gym memberships that I'm not even using.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I got Amazon Prime that I'm not even using.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And they're sucking $60, $100 at the gym.
Yeah.
So I started canceling memberships that I wasn't using that freed up some money.
Right.
And I keep you follow me, so you know I keep a book on me at all times. This is called my budget book.
Word.
You know, I got an old school budget book, right?
Oh, you still got
This is the book.
that John, you ain't
years
lying.
old.
Yeah,
Right.
it was ratted and everything. Yeah.
3 years old,
Right.
you know? And in this book, as y'all can see,
Wow.
anything I buy,
Wow.
I write it down.
Right.
That's
right?
deep, bro.
So I'll show y'all. Anything I buy, I write it down.
Yeah.
That's how you take control of your financial situation.
That's that engineering mind at work.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So
No matter, sorry.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No matter how much money you bring, no matter how much money you make, it's not about how much you make, it's how much you keep.
Absolutely.
You know, you could be bringing in a bunch of money, but if you bring in 1,000 and spend 1,000, your net worth is zero.
Right. Always. And you're gonna be in the same position every day.
So let's sit it down, right? So let's say somebody make like $50,000 a year, right? You got your student loans, you got your mortgage, you got your car and your car insurance. What you do as far as you saying take it by the horns, right? What did you do other than, you know, all right, we started looking at some of the frivolous spending. Then we start looking at some of the, you know, the memberships, like you said, that you're not using. But then where do you go from there?
Right.
One, you find out where your money's going.
Right.
Grab an old school notebook. You know, today's time is all technology. I'm old school. I like to write it down. Get you a notebook. Write down all your bills from the 1st of the month to the 31st.
Okay.
Me, I had a whole bunch of stuff going on. And the reason why my credit score is where it's at today is because when I was broke, I needed a supplement. So I applied for a whole bunch of credit cards. Some got denied, some got approved. So because of the amount of credit cards that I have that are in good standings, it has taken me to like excellent credit.
Gotcha.
And that's my story of how I got to the credit score.
But tell them how you paid it down though.
Right. So just reminding me.
Yeah.
I went through a bad breakup, and I was stuck with this crib. And this crib was like $2,200 a month.
Nice.
Right? You know, dual income. We're about to live it up.
You got mortgaged it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was
Pretty
stuck with this
sizable
crib.
crib there, brother.
And things didn't work out.
Right.
Now, what do I do? Like, how do I make this mortgage payment? How do I survive?
Right.
With no overtime, making like at that time making like $20 an hour.
Right.
Wasn't happening. I was using my credit cards, and if my check was a certain amount, it'd cover partially some of the bills, and then I had to wait till my other check come to
the
still pay for
rest.
the bills from over there.
Yeah.
So I never was able to stack the money up because it always went towards debt.
And this is most Americans.
Yes.
Right? This is the key.
Yeah, this is everybody.
Yeah.
And what got me motivated to pay off my debt, and let's be frank, $24,000.
Okay.
Right, that was my debt. That was my credit card debts. That was my student loans. All that.
Okay.
Some people got way more. Some people got way less. That was my story. That's my number.
Right.
I went paperless, right, and I didn't see the year to date of what I paid in interest, right. So I went paperless to save Mother Earth and all that. How they promote it.
We also give you a little a discount when you do that, right?
Yeah, you get a discount. But they don't want you to see that interest.
Right. That 22%, that 29%, the 27%.
So I received, one January, I think it was January 2020, I logged into my account and I said, let me see how much I paid on this interest. And that joint was like $10,000. I held that balance for like 3-4 years.
Right.
And making minimum payments that would never ever bring that thing down, right?
Right.
But when I saw that year to date, when I mean that fire lit up in my ass, sorry to cuss.
No, you good.
When that fire lit up,
I messed that up every show, bro.
I went hard.
Yeah.
Every paycheck, tax refund, everything went towards debt, and I was able to pay off $23,000 in 9 months, aggressively.
Right.
That's what's up.
But then you do side work too, though.
Yes.
Right, because so you got to tell the full story,
Okay,
man. Because
right. So I had to get up off the couch. The overtime wasn't there. I was making like $20-something an hour. So, but I had a power washer, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
I was washing my car, and I ended up having a power washer. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna rent that bad boy out. Started renting the power washer out.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna get paid on my labor. As long as God gave me the strength and
That's right.
I can walk, I can get this money. So I started power washing people's decks and whatever they needed power wash, or they could rent the power washer from me. The other thing I purchased was at the time I had a dog, and he peed on the carpet, so I ended up getting a carpet cleaner. So I said, this joint cost me $200, and it's just sitting here. Let me put this thing to work.
Right.
Because if I'm gonna work, everything needs to work.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Put that out there, rented that out. That brought in some money. Then it was just timing.
Right.
I was working with 4 guys. They all got hurt, all got sick. They wasn't coming to work. Guess where the overtime went to?
Yeah, you got it.
Man,
Right.
that just started the whole process.
Right.
So,
And then, so I remember another thing that really where it sticks in my mind. I remember seeing one of your stories, and my man was making sandwiches. And I believe it was like was it peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, like this. So this is what really stands out. So understand this, right? Like, let's put this backdrop on it. My man the fire was so heavy where he said, fuck it, I'm boxed in and I'm tired of this. So not only am I going to take my mindset and where it's like, all right, I could purchase this machine that could be an asset. So understand the assets versus liabilities. Right? This can make me money. So now I'm renting this machine out. It cost me $200. I rent it to you for $25. If I do that 8 times, I pay back my machine.
and then it goes back.
Now we got the labor.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But then the other part, so then it's like, but then this is still not enough. Now I'm going to aggressively change my lifestyle.
Exactly.
Right? So now where I could be like, all right, I'm making money. I got my check and my side job. This is the mindset, right? You deserve it. Right? He said, nah, bro, you don't deserve nothing. You lived a life. Eat this peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which I love, by the way. Right? I love peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. To this day?
But he said to this day, right now, like right to this day. Like, I will go home tonight and make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
More peanut butter
after
than jelly?
I consume my herbals.
What's your ratio? More jelly than peanut butter or more peanut butter than jelly?
So now my ratios are wild. I'm crazy like everybody else. That joint is packed with peanut butter.
Absolutely.
Right? And then the jelly, if it's not sliding out while I'm eating it,
Yeah.
it's wrong.
So you got
I
a
want
lot
both
of
of them.
Oh, yeah.
Thick peanut butter, because it's a snack. I'm eating it, not because it's good for you. This is, I'm not
That's
going
the fuel of champions, man.
Absolutely.
PB and J, bro.
Absolutely. But so he said I'm going to aggressively change my lifestyle. And we do that a lot, man. You deserve it. You could do this. $10 ain't gonna hurt, but he saw the value in absolutely $10 gonna hurt. Because if I'm working $5 days a week, right? That's $50 a week. That's $200 a month.
Yo.
Right? That's damn $2,400 a year.
I'm doing
that could be right on your credit card.
That's right.
Right?
You're right.
So layers and changing the narrative.
And what
man.
I wanted to say is that where it started was the conversation he had with himself was, yo, I gotta get up off this couch.
Absolutely.
And that's the key that I think a lot of us need to really understand, because if you got the time, how productive are you being with that time?
Right.
Like, are you allowing time just to pass? You sitting on the couch chilling, looking at Facebook. Like, if you ever go through your screen time or the time that you get online and you see the hours that you waste on Instagram, Facebook, like, you sit there like, damn, what am I doing?
It depressed me.
You know what I'm saying? So learning to maximize that, like, as people always ask, like, damn, Mark, you always here, you always there. Because I feel like you, I don't like sitting on the couch,
right?
Man. Not at all. Like, if the guy's going to give me the breath, if he's going to give me the energy and the health, I'm going to try to make this 24 hours work.
Yeah.
And our 24 hours look different from everybody else's 24 hours.
Right.
For real.
Right.
And I appreciate you, man. You just hearing you speak about that.
Yeah.
I don't be realizing how it inspires people.
Yeah.
But I also don't slow down enough to realize how much I've done.
Right.
I just keep going.
You don't look back.
But the peanut butter and jelly, right? So I was paying $30 a day because I was eating at like 6
the
o'clock
cafeteria?
at the cafeteria 3 times a day. Added up to 30, 150 a week,
Yikes.
600 a month, 6,000 a year.
Yeah.
I'm like,
$6,000 just for some food?
Just food.
Just for food.
And
Some
listen,
mediocre
not
food?
even. I was just about to say, not even good food, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Cafeteria
Some
food.
Cafeteria.
I'm gonna grab this little bullshit real
You know
quick to
what I'm
get through
saying?
this.
then when you come home, you got to worry about dinner.
Right.
Yeah, you
So
did
now
it.
you got to spend money on,
Right.
at work and at dinner.
And this what I used to do. I would buy groceries, right? And then say I'm gonna make food, right? And then don't cook the food. So then now I'm buying lunch at work.
Double up.
And then my groceries going bad.
That's right, because you can't even eat them Jones, right?
Throwing money away.
Throwing it away.
Right?
So the peanut butter came in because I needed to find the most affordable way to not eat
To get
that
some
cafeteria.
substance. Yeah.
Got the protein. You
Yeah.
got a well-balanced diet.
Absolutely.
You got your peanuts, right? You got
Right.
some
You got your
oil
fruit.
in that Jones.
You got some fruit,
You got
some
your
sugar.
starch. You got your
Yep.
fruit.
Yeah. You got
And
it all.
don't mess around and
the
get
whole
wheat
meal.
bread with some grain on it. Now you got nuts and
you talking
legumes
adult.
too.
That's adult. No, that's too much bread right there. That's too much. That's like $5 worth of bread.
Right.
Right.
So that was the peanut butter. I did that for the whole entire year.
Yeah.
And now,
Wow.
paid off the debt, but now I don't have no money.
Right.
Right? Because it all went to debt.
Right.
So now I gotta build up my money. I gotta
Right.
save.
Yeah.
Right.
So how do you do it? For those out there that have debt, write it down. Get it out of your head. Come up with a plan. The fun way I did it, you can do this. Take this, right, for yourself. I did two scenarios. One, I treated like football. Every 3 months, every quarter, I will make sure I will pay off 1 or 2 things that is on my list of debt.
Okay.
All right. Now you have 2 different styles. You got the avalanche. You have the snowball.
Right.
All right. So the avalanche is just going after the biggest thing first, and then start to pay off the little things later. Right. The snowball is, and I might have these backwards, but the snowball is.
No, you got it right.
You pay
Snowball
off.
the smaller things, and as
Yes.
that free up that money, move it to the next bigger thing.
Yes. So the snowball method is taking your minimum payment. Let's say you have a Best Buy card. It's $30. You pay off that balance. Move that 30 to the minimum payment of your next card, and then when those 2 are paid off, you take that balance and move those 2 minimum payments to your third card, and that's how you start to pay off your debt in
Right.
that method. Me, I was extremely aggressive.
Right.
I would get a paycheck and I will pay myself $100, and the rest went towards debt. Wow, $100.
So what you do with the $100? So you ain't get no sneaks.
Nope,
You ain't get no new white tees.
no new white tees.
Not a new fitted.
Now you remember I told you I was spending more money when I was broke.
Yeah.
Right.
So the sneakers
the
that I
mindset.
was wearing
Yeah.
were from when I was broke.
Oh, so
So I
you
didn't
so
have to buy
so you had a
Right.
nice little collection.
Right.
So you was all right.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
All right. He's all
Right.
right. All right. All right.
Right.
All right. So yeah.
So then Dave Ramsey addresses that too, where it's like live how most people won't, So later you could live how most people want.
Live like no other now. So
Yeah,
you
that-
live like no other later.
Yeah, there you go.
Sheesh.
That joint.
Live like
the
no
book
other
is
now,
genius.
so you can live like no one.
So my man he wasn't buying no. He was spending $100 a check
Yeah.
on himself.
Yeah.
Haircut. That had to take care of the haircut.
Well, that's back in the day because haircuts now like $50 a clip, man. Like,
Nah, bro, this wasn't that long ago.
I mean,
When he did this debt thing,
2020.
no,
yeah, this-
but yeah, because prices just went up after
Oh,
COVID.
all right, yeah.
Haircut prices went up after COVID. You know,
Right, I got you.
The $50 per man. Listen,
Shout out
go
to
ahead, go
the
ahead.
cheese out there.
right.
So I started this journey in January 2020. Paid off $23,000 within 24,000 within 9 months. Now I had to rebuild my cash.
Right.
So now I'm still working aggressively at work, but now things are happening where they got positions opening up. Nobody want to do it. Yo, let me get that. Let me learn that. Now I got a skill set that they don't have.
Right.
So now I'm the only one in this area doing this job. Unlimited overtime.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Then
Yeah.
somebody saw the talent. Yo, my man, we need you back here. Open book overtime. So now I go all the way back there to the back of the building where
That's the instrumentation.
that's leading to that.
Okay.
So now I proved myself. I'm there for about a year, and I think you should put in for instrumentation. I think you'll get it. Okay.
Because when you hear that, that's the magic words.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I put in for it. I got it.
That's what's up.
But I earned the position. I started literally from the bottom.
Right.
Now,
You said sheet metal?
sheet metal, shout out to my sheet metal brothers
Right.
and sisters. That's lower than sheet metal is janitor.
Right.
Janitor, sheet metal, and then you work your way up.
Okay.
Right?
Literally entry level.
That's entry level.
Yeah.
That's $14 entry
Right.
level. Back
Which is
then,
good.
In 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the lower than sheet metal is janitor. So I work my way all the way up to the highest position you can go in a union is instrumentation. So I say all that to say that when you want something, you have to get your head together, come up with a plan, get it out of your head, write it down, and stick to it. One thing that I've been told by many, many people, a lot of people don't possess the intestinal fortitude, the determination, the courage to go forward. When things get hard, they quit.
They quit. It's easy to quit.
It is.
Instead of going through the thick of it, right?
Right.
Yes.
A lot of folks like that. Oh man, this is too hard. Let me just stop. But you just came all this way, and you just gonna quit in the middle of it? Nah, I think I always say that that's the difference between those who make it and those who don't.
Right.
When you sit there and you're in the middle of it, and you're like, look, I came too far, and I'm gonna go keep pressing ahead. And I think that's the determining factor that a lot of people have to have, that self-evaluation, that self-assessment, right? And say, I need to do this and keep pushing.
Where am I at? Where can I improve?
Yeah.
And get to work.
Yeah, because the thick of it is where it's at. That's where you get your stripes.
Right.
You people don't realize that. That's where your character is built. Like, it sounds so corny, but it's real talk.
No, it's
Like,
not corny at all,
You find out
man.
who you are
Yeah.
in the midst of all that adversity.
People need to read The Alchemist, bro. Because this is like literally, this you Santiago. We all Santiago.
Yeah.
Everybody's Santiago, but this is another Santiago story.
Word.
My man was like, all right, I'm going to follow my path. And when he started following his path, the universe started conspiring. Everything started working. And now here he is today telling this story here today.
And I
Changing the narrative.
I truly believe, as that saying is, money attracts money.
Absolutely.
It's like just things started coming to me.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't even trying. Like, for example, the latest thing that happened, I get an email saying, I didn't ask for this, but I get a credit raise, a credit limit raise.
Yeah.
Now, one credit card is like $1,200.
Word.
They say, yo, we're going to give you $3,200. I didn't ask for that.
Yo, that's kind of true because I'm an avid Macy shopper. Hopefully my wife ain't listening, man. I got a little problem, but I pay and I pay it off, right? So next time I know, I look at the statement and the John went up by double. I said, oh shit, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me keep going.
So, like, it's just for my people out there, you know, it hurts my heart because when your credit is not right, man, I'm telling you, they're going to charge you like 30% interest.
For sure.
When your credit is right, they're going to charge you 1.9% interest.
30% interest. Like, we have to really look at that, bro. Like,
'Cause that's compound daily.
30%.
Right. That's compound daily.
They do that on your car notes. They do that on your credit cards.
Well, car note's not that high. If you got a car note that's 30%.
Some Jones is like 22 and a half.
Bro, that's wild.
Some Jones is like 17.
Right, 17 is wild. If you at 22 for a car, like that's.
See, when you a young boy, you
got robbed.
You don't think about that. You just like, I'm about to get this car. I'm about to pay this note. What's the price? Oh, okay, I can get that. I can afford that. Or if I can't, I'm gonna figure it out. But then you start to look, like you said, you pay $10,000 in interest, right? Right.
But credit card is different because that's unsecured debt. So it makes sense that they're going to charge you at 22 to 30%. But a car, that's secured. You got collateral.
Yeah.
So if you're paying 22 or 30% for a car, you got robbed.
Go
like
holler at
you really
go,
set yourself
go
up.
holler at one of those, like, you know, the bulls on the side of the roads, the Aki that
the
sell
buy here,
cars
pay
on
here
the side, on the buy here, pay here, where they cut your joint off.
And
Oh
it's
yeah, it's
old.
gonna,
And it's like 12 years old.
Where are you paying like 600 for a 2000 joint?
Right.
Like,
Whatever you put down, that's what they bought it from the auction for.
exactly. But we don't realize that we just so short sighted right now. I need this car, and I get it because we do things for a means to an end or because we need it.
Survival mode is different.
Yeah, survival mode is a little different.
But that brings back to what we always talk about. Hoods was created, right? You know what they call a project?
That's right.
So I do have to send a shout out to my old car, right? Yeah. and this, we talking about automobiles.
Yeah.
So when I finally started getting my life on the right track, had a couple dollars, I ended up getting a 2008 Sonata in 2012.
Okay, that was not bad. All right.
Cool. I rocked that car for 11 years.
Okay.
The car finally died about 3 months ago.
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
211,000 miles.
Oh, you put $2
You
on
put it
him.
into work.
211,000 miles.
Right.
You put $2 on him.
Car was paid off in 2017, and I was stacking money, trying to stack money. Right?
Oh, so you handle car note?
For sure.
Car note.
Oh
After
man.
2017.
Yeah, that's the
For
life.
like 6 years.
That's the life right there, man.
So
That's good
for
to go.
those out there who don't put your money in how can I say this? Don't put all your assets in a depreciating asset.
Appreciating asset. Yep.
Right. Don't put all your cash
As soon as
flow.
you drive off the
Don't
lot,
put all your
right?
cash flows into stuff that
As soon
depreciates.
as you drive off the lot.
It was extremely hard.
Yeah.
So I have a brotherhood that I'm a part of, and
What's this called?
my Masonic brothers.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how we know each other.
All right, brother Herm.
Yeah.
Where you at?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Where you at?
I'm coming out of Union Lodge 21.
Okay. Herbert E. Miller, 151.
Franklin 58.
Hey. Listen, like, you know what I'm saying? Always stay on your square, baby. You see
Yes,
that?
sir.
Light
So-
attract light.
So I'm surrounded by successful brothers, and you know, brothers got Range Rovers, everything, right? Now I'm saluting the brothers, but I'm looking at my car.
Right.
Yo, don't that mess with you though?
No.
Don't it mess with you though? Seriously,
I got
it
a
does.
2008.
Yeah, it
Right.
messes with you though.
They
I ain't
got
gonna lie
it.
to you.
You know,
It do. You
it
be
messes
like,
with me.
Right.
like, damn, my man in the Jag, my man over there in the Benz.
So, but do it
this
mess
bro
with you
there,
or
know
do
what
it
I'm saying?
motivate you?
It's both.
Because it
messes
sound
and
like
motivates you.
it sound like it gave you the fire.
It fire,
You know
it
what I
does,
mean? Because
it
wait
does.
till you hear the next part of the story.
Go ahead.
So that's when, like, it just motivated me to. I went through that phase of, man, I want a Range Rover. I mean, I work at a good company. I want a BMW.
You know what I'm saying? You were good.
I've
right?
been here long
You been
enough.
there, you put your time in.
But then I started seeing things, not with them, but with social media. Like, I know people that they rent cars. I know people that that's not their house.
That's right.
They just rent that house.
That's right. That's
But
right.
to the public, it looks like they have it going on.
Social media
Right.
is a damaging
But
place.
they don't own
bro.
nothing.
They don't own
Social
it.
Right.
media is a damaging
Jury
place.
they got on, they got to give it back after the video.
Right.
Dude is getting, he rent the jewelry real quick.
That's right. Jacob come out and give you the box for a
Yes.
second and come right back and take
Right.
it in. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
He got two buff dudes sitting right there.
Absolutely. You're not going to run off on the plug. He got
Right.
you, right?
Got you.
Uh-huh.
So after I started seeing that stuff, I'm like, why am I striving to get what somebody else has?
Right.
I need to focus on being a true wealth, like having true wealth.
Right.
And this is my thing that I always tell people on social media and who comes in my financial literacy classes. True wealth is unseen wealth.
That's right. But they say broke is loud, wealth is quiet.
Right.
Right.
Look at Hove and Mark Zuckerberg.
Facts.
But nah, Hove still buy it. Like, I mean, Hove.
No,
just bought
he
it.
changed
My
up,
man,
bro.
he
He
definitely
used to be
changed.
loud, but he
Right.
ain't loud no more.
I mean, he loudish.
Loudish.
It's small.
Because that's our culture.
What'd he say?
That's our
Mall.
culture. But yeah. We have a culture, I think, that we can't necessarily like get rid of, or we got to stunt just a little bit.
Right.
You'll see something that's a little stunt on Hove. You're like, damn, that's a $3 million watch right there.
Right.
But that's all you got on. It don't have no jewels in it. It
Or
ain't got no diamonds.
damn,
nothing.
you just bought the most expensive house in California history.
Yeah, or you sitting there and then the art behind him and like, shit, is that the Mona Lisa painted by the like hand painted? What's your name? Like, so yeah, that's how they stunt. We stunt like that, and it's hard not to do. But yeah, like you said, man, wealth is quiet.
It is.
Wealth is quiet.
And with that old car dying on me, it put me in position to currently be in not my dream car, but a reliable car.
Okay.
And I'm getting a lot of compliments on it.
Oh, so what's the car? You getting compliments? What's the car, brother?
Shout out to Lexus, man.
Right, shout out to Lexus.
Hey, listen.
and look, hold on. So real quick, how much is your car note?
None.
What? Yo, hold on.
Boom.
How that happen?
Boom.
How that happen?
I sat there, the car died on me on my way to Lexus to test drive a car.
Okay.
Right. And it just was calling me, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know cars are a depreciating asset.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you still need transportation to get back and forth.
Absolutely.
So the reason why I chose Lexus, and for all those out there in the world, not knocking anybody with a BMW, Mercedes, or anything like that, but those foreign cars, man, they are nothing but trouble sometimes. Right? Once it's time for maintenance, it's crazy.
I know personally, brother.
Like,
that's
why I love my reliable Volkswagen.
So
yeah, I just paid like $3 grand for some suspension. Yeah, that car got to go. I love my car, but it got to go.
I saw an article on Aston Martin. The oil change was like $2 grand.
Yeah, it's outrageous. Yeah, I don't have.
But so they only got to get an oil change like once every 5 years or something like that. Though,
that's
right?
dope
like
though, because they get all their money in once,
Yeah.
and then but the dealership does that on purpose, make things so proprietary that you have to specifically go into the dealership to get that done. Like I try to get the suspension done, like by homie on the side of the road. I shouldn't do it. I'm still from West Philly at the end of the day, right? He tore my car up, bro. But then he replaced the parts. But what happened is you can't get on the computer mainframe to reset it. So my car looked like a lowrider for a while until I had to go back to the Audi dealership, and they just jump it on. Like, damn. But they do that on purpose, so you have to go to the dealership, man.
Right.
Yeah.
So I speak about the car situation because there's always a rainbow at the end of a storm.
Right.
And, my 40th is coming up next year.
Hey,
and
celebrate that, man.
I wanted to turn up.
40 is real.
Yeah, I wanted to turn up, and I've worked at this company for 16 years, and I felt and I feel I've done everything the right way. Yeah. And Consumer Report says Lexus and Toyota is the #1 reliable car in the world.
For sure.
In the world.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to spend the money, I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna tell you a story too about the transaction. They wasn't ready for it.
Right.
I go get this car. They had me in there for 6 hours.
Right.
That's what, I think they do that on purpose.
Yeah,
bro.
they do.
6 hours, but mine was different.
Yeah, you don't need to be in a car dealership for 6 hours.
Well,
for what?
They saw African American man come in, paying it in full.
Oh, you came with the bag.
Yeah.
With the,
Literally, bro. He put it in his stories.
Yeah. So
Stacks on stacks.
I had 10 on me in the bag.
Okay.
And the rest was going to be wired. I'm not walking around with that much money.
You don't want to get that smoke.
But when I wired it, they was like, listen,
we can't do this.
now my name was another name. They probably would have said, we have
Your name was
trouble.
Chad
Yes.
or
John,
Blake.
John.
Or Blake.
Right.
John, if we have any issues, we'll call you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let you know if it didn't go through.
But your name is what, Breon?
Yes. They were like, nah, you can't go.
You know.
Right. We just need to see it pending.
We got to see it actually happen.
Yes, we have to see it pending or in transit or something.
Right.
Now I'm on the phone with my bank.
Right.
They got to make sure this is the real bank.
He hears them. He's listening to everything. But
They got to verify.
Right.
Yeah, they got. Yeah.
And so I'm proud to say, just got my title two days ago.
Congrats, man. Congrats.
So, hard work does pay off.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And
because you wouldn't work hard not to have a reward, right? It's not being materialistic, but everything that you do, all hard work has some type of payoff, right? You work out a lot, your payoff is good health, right? You go to school, get your good grades, a good degree, right? So let's not make it where you work hard for nothing, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's not about being materialistic, but the human psyche needs a reward system, and that's the reward system for it.
Sure. All right, real quick, but so two things I want to make sure we hit. investing now, right? Saving money when we got the United States being big bully with crypto. What does that look like, right? I want you to talk about your foundation.
Okay.
To plug that, and then also might as well plug the fish fry.
Okay.
Crab and fish fry.
I got you. Okay. What do you do with your money now? I get this question a lot. Messages all the time. People, my family calls me, "Hey, cuz, what do I invest in now?" I'm not going to recommend a certain stock to invest in because if something goes wrong, I don't want to be liable. But I will say to you, do your research. Look at the EVs out there. Look at what's going on in the world. Things are changing over from gasoline to EVs. I have one particular stock that I'm heavy in, and I get something called a dividend. So I have enough shares that every 3 months I get a $750 check, right? And I reinvest that check.
Right.
But on a level of Warren Buffett, he takes that $5 billion and he gets $100 million in dividends.
Right.
So that's the difference.
It's a big difference.
On our scale, we get hundreds of
We
dollars.
gotta play our lane. We gotta live our lane though until we get there.
we stay in our lane.
Right, for sure. And you know what else? That $700 dividends, that's somebody's check that they work for all week. So when you put that in perspective, that joint came just because you own shares, right? It happened
Something
without
you
you
put
doing
in place
nothing.
back then.
That's
it
still
pays you now.
right. That's a blessing, right? Like, so we gotta look at it in terms of that. That's a great place to be in.
No, you're right, bro. You're right.
So just speaking on the different levels, I think that keeping money in a bank is probably not the wisest thing to do. It's safe, it's there. You can look at it look pretty. You like the zeros behind it, but at the end of the day, they only giving you zeros.
Right.
When you have $1,000 in the bank, and in 1 year they're giving you $1.25.
That's just as bad, if not worse, than leaving it under the mattress.
Right.
Because at least under the mattress, you don't gotta pay an ATM withdrawal fee.
And I don't think people out there understand what inflation is. Back in the 90s, $100, you had 2 carts full of food. Like you come in there with 2 carts.
Husky.
100. Now $100 gets you the little handheld
Piece of bread. You gotta get a loaf of bread, some milk.
Yeah, you got
some fruit.
Some basic essentials for the week with no luxuries.
That's called inflation. It eats at the dollar. So like Andrew said, when you have $1,000 in a mattress, it looks pretty. You like to touch it, but that $1,000 is really worth like $800. If that makes sense to you. So what do you do now with your money? One, I would say, make sure you have 3 to 6 months emergency funds set aside. Whatever your bills are, calculate them. Multiply that by 3 to 6 months. Have that in a money market account, not a savings account. Money market account is pretty much the bank holds on to, or the investment firm holds on to your money, invest your money. You get like 5%. You lock it in. You can take it out anytime you want, but you pay a penalty. So I would say a money market account. Maybe have a couple $1,000, $2,000 on stash for emergencies right away. Another good investment that I recommend is gold. And I feel everyone's portfolio, stocks, real estate, gold is one that is going to probably appreciate over value. Just 2-3 years ago, gold was $1,200. It is currently like $1,900, $2,000 an ounce. Where do you buy it? Go to any local coin dealer. Go to my favorite spot is Booth's Corner. My man Charlie in there. He has coins. You can go check him out. And just ask the question. Just get started. Like, don't take my word for it. Go there, talk to Charlie, talk to whoever, call some coin dealers and ask some questions. Like, how much, where, I want to get started in collecting. And I promise you, you'll be 5-10 years from now, you'll be in a better place than you are today.
Yeah. Would you say though gold is that's a good long-term wealth strategy?
Yeah, you're not going to strike it rich with gold. Like tomorrow,
you're
you're not going to be
safe if you want to protect your money when you experience a market downturn.
Yes. So for me, I'm waiting for a retirement. I'm building for retirement. So I treat gold as a 401k. Faithfully, every paycheck I put money away to purchase. I have my 401k. I have my individual stocks. The stock that I own, I'm not recommending it, but the stock that I own is Ford. I believe in Ford and what they're doing, and they're affordable. You're not the Teslas where they're $300 a share.
Yeah.
Ford is like $12.
It's like yeah. And and I agree with you with that. Like, what people have to understand is you invest in something that you believe in, right? Because then you don't feel like it's an obligation. I remember a person says that. He says, Shaq was saying that. He said, I only invest in things that I use and things that I believe in. So therefore, when I'm using it, it's kind of like I'm paying myself. When I invest in it, I'm paying what I use. So I think that's a good mentality to push forward, you know?
Yeah.
And then you were saying, speak about the organization.
Yeah.
So I have an organization. I'm rebuilding my website called Release the Brakes.
Okay.
So Release the Brakes is we hold ourselves back. Let your foot off the brake. Ride out. One of our major success stories is I teamed up and partnered with an orthodontist in Springfield, and we provided 15 children in Chester at the Boys and Girls Club with free braces.
Nice.
And this was probably 2018, which was a big deal. Free braces. Children have a beautiful smile now. We do sneakers for the homeless. Every year we go to a different major city downtown, and we pass out brand new sneakers and socks to the less fortunate in different cities. We do scholarships. I gave a young man, Troy Womack from Chester High, I provided him a $500 scholarship in 2019, I believe. So with the organization, my bread and butter and what I do for the love of the community is teaching young black men how to tie ties. And one of the questions I asked the students and boys were, young men, were, when do you feel you should wear a tie? And everyone, a majority of them said at a funeral and to court. And that broke my heart.
Yo, sure. Bro, yeah. As Drew just said, I hope you don't come here with I hope you don't have a suit on, right?
Right.
That part, when you say how young people always think is either a funeral or court, that really, really bothers me, man, because we have to change that mentality, right? Yeah. Change that narrative. Yeah. Or, when you wear a suit, what, you a preacher?
Right.
Like, we really got to change that narrative. But, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And that's exactly what, hey, you going to court? Why you dressed up? You going to court today? And that's the narrative that has been played out in our community. So I just go up and down the East Coast. I've been to Bronx, New York. I've been to Connecticut. I've been to all these different areas, the Lima Detention Center. And I teach young men how to tie ties. And it's really a lost art.
It is.
They don't have...
There's several different knots, bro.
7 different knots, but they don't have that male figure in their life to even show them how to tie a tie.
That's key. Because a lot of young men, definitely when you see them like going to their prom, and I don't want to wear no tie. Because ain't nobody there to teach them how to tie it, right? It's not that it's not the fad. A lot of them don't have a figure in there that teaches them how to tie a tie. Right. And that's you said it's a lost art, but it's also a staple. Like I remember my pop teaching me, right? I remember my grandpop teaching me how to tie a tie, and providing that, that I'm gonna say a resource, because that's what it is, man. Because when you start dressing up and you getting a job that's requires you to wear a tie, you got to learn how to tie, right? So, yeah, man, kudos to you on that.
Absolutely. Seriously. I didn't know. Go ahead.
The third thing?
Or just the fish fry, crab and fish fry.
Okay, I'll end with that thing when you're ready.
But I was gonna say that. I wanna volunteer my time with the tie tying.
Second,
because I think that's like.
Yeah, keep me posted on that.
That would go very much in line with what I believe needs to be done.
I truly appreciate that.
So, and then there's the sneaker thing. I'd like to donate to that. Not time, but I can give you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do that. And who you get sneakers to? Because I got a ton of them Johns.
So I go
to the homeless.
Oh
yeah, I got yeah.
So in Center City.
Yeah. Let's connect on that too, because I have a ton of sneakers that
I didn't know either one of them until you just said that.
Word. Wow, you gotta peel back the layers, man. You see that? That's dope. That's dope. So the question is on this though: when you gonna run for office?
It's funny.
You know he's going. You knew I was gonna come there with that. Right. When you gonna run?
It's funny you said that. I've really been thinking about getting in, because if you want to make change, you got to get
inside. What I say, Drew, all the time.
Always.
Oh my God.
Always. Do it from the inside, right? You got to do it from the inside. Because we can't keep throwing rocks on the outside, girl. Because all I can do is what? We put those bricks up and change the locks.
For sure.
Keep talking. Yeah, whatever. Close this door.
Wow.
Make these decisions. Go keep
That's
yelling.
confirmation,
Keep yelling.
man. That's confirmation.
It is.
I'm in Delaware.
Right.
So
What part?
I'm in Wilmington.
Wilmington.
Yep.
Brigetta, Councilwoman Brigetta Fields out in Wilmington. I think she's your councilwoman.
Okay.
You're done now. I'm sicker on you. You running.
ready.
You running.
I'm telling you, it's
Hey,
so
Brigetta, we
passionate.
gonna get him to run.
Well, now that
with
you got
okay?
the confirmation, look out for him. All we ask is, excuse me, when you do make your announcement, right? Come show us some love. Come see us.
No doubt.
You know what I
No
mean?
doubt.
Put us in that rotation.
I did want. I don't know what time y'all ending, but I did bring a small token of my appreciation with me today. Now my website is under construction, and I'm working on my LLC. But if folks want to help release the brakes and to donate, you can do GoFundMe. You can find me on social media, or you can go to Amazon and pick up my book.
Right.
So I have a book here.
Hold up.
My man, the author.
Hold up.
Didn't
Hold
even
up.
know it.
Oh, you got a book too, bro?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
Right.
So I got you guys.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Book
this,
is-
Absolutely
bro.
appreciate
Brother, I
it.
got yours here.
Hold on, you got a book?
You got a bag here.
I'm going to read this today.
So that book,
This is fire, bro. Like,
Hold on, let me.
yeah, we holding
that
it
on
up
there.
because, like you said, what you doing with
stop, won't stop.
what you doing with your 24 hours?
Right.
What are you doing with your 24 hours? Because I just sat here next to this bull, and I'm inspired.
Right.
And I'm not competitive, but now I got to match you.
Right.
Right. And that's what it's
Hold
about.
on,
right?
hold on. Because competition breeds excellence.
Absolutely.
And as long as it's not coming from a place of envy.
No,
Right?
no. I think this is dope.
Right.
And I think this is an example that we need to continue to share definitely
I agree
to
with
our
that.
young black boys and our black men. And we're very, very strong on that because,
Right.
you know, when we start looking at everything, black boys, we getting left behind, man. Right? We're not getting the attention that we need, right? We don't get the resources that's deserving.
Right.
And again, you can't be what you can't see.
Right.
And if you can't see this, how can I be this?
Right. But this is a powerful episode. Powerful episode.
so the book is on Amazon.com. You can type in DeLorean Andrews. You can type in Can't Stop, Won't Stop. That's the way you can support Release the Brakes. I will get the website back up where people can make donations. You can submit sneakers, mail them, whatever you need to do. But until that website gets up, if you could support with just purchasing a book and giving it to a young guy or a young lady. Soon I'm coming out with a girl version of Release the Brakes. So that's going to be called Girls in Gear.
Okay.
All right?
That's what's up, man.
Because girls drive things.
Right.
I love to see it.
So this book, I really want to talk quickly about the book. This book was written by me when I was going through the worst time of my life, going through debt, going through a breakup, just so many different whirlwinds around me in my life.
Yeah.
And I had to motivate myself. Like literally, there was days I took 3-4 days off straight because I just couldn't do it. I couldn't go to work. And I'm like, I'm about to be on the verge of getting fired.
Right.
Oh, man.
So I had to,
Depression is real.
yes. And I
No,
started
that's real
sinking
talk.
into that.
Depression is real, man.
And this is 50 quotes that got me through my roughest time. So if you're going through something right now, I please beg you, and I'm asking, you know, that if you know someone going through something, get them this book. I think I got it on Amazon for like $14. And give this to them, and I promise you, I'll read one out of here. I'm just going to page 38. Every day you should lay at least one brick towards building your empire. Don't leave just a name for your family. Leave a legacy. Word. So that's one quote that I wrote, and I had a stack of them, and I would place them on my mirror. So every day I got up and brushed my teeth, I can read an inspirational quote to keep me going. And I said, you know what?
That's dope.
This could change someone's life or save their life.
Absolutely.
So I created this book.
Listen, I want to invite you. I'm part of this something called Delaware County Black Caucus, and we're having a men's health and like wellness seminar here in Chester, local 413, June the 16th. Come out your books, bro. And I'd love for you to either have to sell them or talk and tell your story, man. But if you are available, I'll send you the flyer. But June 16th at 6 o'clock. All right.
Where at?
Local 413, right there off of Penn Street, 222 Penn at the headquarters. It's a men's brother to brother. And I'm charging all my men who's listening to that because this is something we need to continue to. Iron sharpens iron, bro. And And I know this was just a story to tell, and you getting your, changing the narrative for you and exposing that. But you lit fire. Like for me, when I hear and see young brothers doing it, it's inspirational.
Absolutely.
Right? And we need to continue to tell our stories, because you said, well, I ain't know that. We got to tell our stories more, man, because we don't know who we are motivating. We don't know who else is going through that same exact thing, right? Because we all been there trying to find our grind, trying to find our passion, trying to find exactly what it is to get us to the next level. And if we knew that our brother was going through the same thing, right? We can maneuver together, right? We can learn how to talk about it together, and as men, we stay in our silos and we stay closed off, and man, I got it. I'm gonna figure.
We need to fix that.
Yeah, we got to fix that.
Because when I've always admired women's network, right? The way that they can go talk to each other. They could be vulnerable with each other, and then that shared knowledge passes on for generations. And the very mindset that you just spoke about is what we got with I know my uncles was like that. And I know when I was on active duty in the Marine Corps, by and large, I was like that. I kept all my shit internally boxed in. That's not it, man. It ain't
it's not the way.
I talk about it because somebody else going to have some advice to give to you. Somebody else got a story. We all got a story, and that collective consciousness going to help move us. But listen, man, we appreciate you coming out.
Yes, sir.
Amazing having you on the show. Big inspiration. We thank you for showing us how to change the narrative.
Hey, man, you are the living example of changing the narrative, and we appreciate that. For real.
I appreciate you, brothers, for having me. For those out there, these brothers are doing an amazing thing here. They're doing amazing work. I'm a big fan and supporter.
Appreciate that, man.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
That's how I found out about it. I really appreciate you for seeing something in me, Andrew, and bringing me on board. And I've been told so many times, man, just tell your story.
That's it.
But I'm like in this cocoon where it's like, you don't want to be judged. Right. You don't want people to think you bragging. Right. So it's like, I just keep quiet. But then people still to this day email me and message me and say, yo, when you coming out with some more videos, man?
Word.
Your videos help my son, or your videos, inspire us to get our finances together.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I just want to, real quickly, I'm a man of like, I show you better than I can tell you. So your viewers, y'all gonna see this. They're not gonna see this. Right. But so your viewers know everything I'm saying is legit. Go back. That's where I'm at today.
Yeah, definitely. 3 scores. 8, 42, 49, and 50.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's looking like the BMW 8 Series out this joint.
Right.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Yeah. That's what's up. And that's another motivational tool right there, because when you start looking at yourself as how much time we got, P? We good?
We over.
Okay. Because when you start looking at yourself as a whole, as a man, you start reflecting on certain things like, all right, you accomplished this, you accomplished that. But sometimes we don't work on that credit, man. Like, you say, oh, I got the crib. You get the credit up for the crib, then you let the credit slip. You get the credit up for it. So those are things that we can continue to work on for ourselves. And that's a goal of mine, man. I ain't in an 8 club. I ain't never seen an 8 club. You know what I'm saying? And now that's a goal. You know what I'm saying?
And just really quickly about credit, if you have debt right now, if you have debt out of control, or you're trying to get your finances, you don't know where to start, the rule of thumb is 30%. Keep your credit cards under 30% of what the max is. So what that means is if you have a $1,000 limit, don't go past $300. Now, the ideal is to get it down and pay it off. But if you can't pay it off right away, try to get that number down to 30, then 20, then 10%. And I promise you, your score will jump 40, 50, 60 points.
Absolutely.
So I do recommend, if you have debt right now, you don't know where to start, write it all down and try to get each credit card under 30%.
And I like that snowball effect, man, because if you got those secured credit cards, it's like $300, knock them Jones off, right? If it's $300 is at its max, you can put $50 this check, $50 next check, $50. Then now you're in that 30%, right? And then you do that for the next one, or you do that and you're in a comfortable range where you got $120 that you can share
and stop using it.
Exactly, and stop using. Don't go to the bonnets for the weekend, right? Don't go. I love no disrespect to the businesses. Chill out on that a little bit and pay that $120 for that one joint, right? And then go back, and then you can have your fun. But do the work now,
And what I did, it's funny that you said stop using it. What I did, it might be over the top, but that's what I need to do for me. I froze them, John.
Yeah, I did freeze one of my joint. Yeah, I had to freeze it.
Right. Literally, though.
Because like freeze it. I went in there, freeze.
Right.
Can't do it. No. You put it in the freezer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Literally.
now that's genius.
Literally.
Because now, in order to access it, it's gonna take you. Yeah.
You can't put it in the microwave.
Yep. There ain't no impulse.
Then you tear it up.
Right. So you gotta wait.
So what you
That
put it
give
in
you
some
time to
water
sleep
and
on
just
it?
put it
Yes.
up?
That's genius.
I did it.
That's
I
genius.
put it in a bowl of water, plastic bowl, filled it with water. Put them all in there. They was frozen.
Wow.
You can't put them in the microwave because they'll
No, destroy them.
So
I cut mine up.
Before you buy anything, you gotta let it thaw out.
Right. I cut mine up. I severed it. Like I'm not gonna close it
but
because
you gotta get good. Because some people remember their numbers by heart.
Right.
So I don't know how people remember their credit card numbers by heart.
That was
but
me.
Yeah.
I knew mine by heart.
Yeah, nah.
Because if you order enough stuff online, you type it in, it's only 16 digits.
That's a lot of
digits.
digits.
Engineer, I'm an accountant. This money, we deal with numbers all the time.
I like numbers,
right?
but I ain't nah. That's
It's
a lot.
easy.
That's a lot.
16 string come easy. All you gotta do is type it in about 5 times.
Yeah, they be sitting there like,
Right.
what the fuck is you doing? That's the credit card number. How you remember that, John?
I cut mine up. I don't have it. I don't even order a new one. When it come, I'm just paying it down. Once it's done.
One last thing. What do? Do you stop using your credit cards? No.
No, you can't.
All right. So for me, what I do a vending machine. I might buy some chewing gum for $1. Right. The limit might be $1,500. I'm only using $1 of that just to keep it active.
Just keep active.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't use it, they cut it off.
Right.
And if they cut it off, it destroys your credit history.
For sure.
And then that will drop your points.
And your open credit, right? Like, cause say this one is like mine. This one I'm paying off. This one of my largest balances. So if that closes, now my credit ratio it's gonna plummet.
That's right.
So so they kind of got you like the mob. Like if you want to maintain, you got to keep it open too.
So what you gonna do for your 40th, bro? You said you bought yourself a Lexus, which is a great,
I might have a party in the
great
Lexus.
gift.
No, what I'm thinking about doing. So in aviation, and y'all getting exclusive here. My family don't even know this yet. I'm thinking about doing a past, present, and future because my name is DeLorean. Back to the Future.
Like for the car, absolutely.
I'm thinking I'm probably gonna have the DeLorean there. With the doors up and all that.
Nice.
And I just want to show, for me, I'm big on appreciation. My grandmother, my mother, my father's no longer here, may he rest in peace. But I want to do past, present, and future. And I'm thinking because I'm flying planes, I'll probably have a party at like a hangar.
Like a hangar?
Right.
With
That's
old
fire.
school planes, like from 1940 something.
That's fire.
That's definitely fire.
Have like a
That's fire.
Not a Roaring 20s, but more like just an upscale, just appreciation.
You had like a Roaring 20 joint before. Yeah, that's when we first
for my
met.
30th.
Yeah, that's when we first met. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was a nice little party.
That was 6 years ago, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be 37 in
Damn, you
August.
see how time fly?
Flew.
Next week we talking about your 40th.
I mean, so I'm gonna start planning it. But
You might as well, right? Because I want
one of the things for sure is that's so my goal. I don't want to have no debt by my 40th.
Okay.
I'm well on. I'm probably gonna hit that before then.
That's what's up.
So, but I'm keep going on. I don't want to have no debt, and it's gonna be somewhere I'm trying to go to another country.
Yeah, I did a 4 for 4 for my 40th. Like I went to 4 different places and traveled, and then I did.
He said no Wendy's.
And then I did like 4 different places, and then I did 4 different parties.
Yeah.
I went kind of heavy for me, so I'm not debt free. That credit card is still sitting there. That's why I put it on the credit card. But I have ones for the family, one for the internal family, and a big John, then a small one. So it was that. And then we traveled 4 different places because 40 is significant. A lot of us don't get the chance to see it.
For sure.
A lot of men definitely, we only see 21, right? Or you don't necessarily get the chance to celebrate making that to that age. And what old people always say is keep on living, right? Listen, the Lord keep giving me breath and we're going to keep on living. And we don't work hard not to celebrate yourself, man. I'm a Leo, so that's what it is. Like, birthdays are national holidays for me. So, another holiday's coming around August 12th. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm turning 42, bro. Man. I'm climbing them charts. I'm climbing them charts, P.
That's a good thing,
Jackie
though, man.
Robinson number. I was thinking that to myself, like, what I'm going to do. So, but no, for this 40th though. When your 40th? Because
February.
I think I need an invite to that.
Right, we definitely need an invite. Right, definitely.
I'm gonna invite myself to that, Joe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely think it's gonna be a turning point for me. Just reaching that milestone, like you said, brothers is not here. I got cousins that motorcycle accidents,
Word.
locked up,
or they
killed.
spending their 40th inside.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Seriously.
Both of my brothers are locked up right now.
Word.
So it's like, tomorrow's not promised.
No, it's
For
not.
sure it ain't.
At all.
Freedom is like very fragile.
Yeah.
Or life is very fragile too.
They intertwine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I really believe that part of you dies when you lose your freedom. And the reason why I say that is because my only experience of semi-loss of freedom was on deployments. And a little bit of me died during them deployments. So I can't imagine now if it's like, all right, I'll add this in, but then I'm in a cell on top of that.
Yikes.
So I definitely see parallels in that.
And I
for
always
sure.
say the difference
They
between
definitely
those who are in and us is just a bad day.
That's it.
Like,
Literally.
just a bad day.
Literally.
You know, a cop could have a different change of thoughts when you get pulled over. Or that time you think you can sneak something out of Wawa, right? Or, you know, anything that you do, we penitentiary chances hits us every single day when we wake up.
For sure.
Yep.
Even
time we
if
step
you
out the
walk
door.
in the straight line, we got penitentiary chances at all times. And the difference between those who went in and those who didn't is just a bad day.
That's a
So,
fact.
you know, we got to just be careful, you know what I mean? But celebrate while you're here, you know?
All right, well, we need to close.
Okay.
So my name is Andrew Nelson.
This is Malcolm Yates. And I say thank you to DeLorean, man. Thank you for coming out and showing and showcasing, telling the story of how to change the narrative, man. So we appreciate you.
Absolutely, man.
All right? And this is the narrative.
This is my heritage, all I'm inheriting. Money and power, the